Hey, did you see this one? This week.
We're all here together.
We're all here. There, yeah, I had to wait for we were all here before I could say we were all here. And we just checked out Go Get 'Em Cops. See No Evil, Hear No Evil with yours truly, Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
You're not either of those people.
You're neither of those people.
I'm not allowed to say yours truly?
No, because yours truly means you.
What do I say when I'm talking about someone else?
Your
You
favorite
can
actors.
say the man, the
great
myth,
actors.
and the legend.
Yeah, the man and the myth. No legend. Wow.
What they said, those guys.
Them guys are in it.
So I will say, we recorded a commentary track for this film as well that I'm going to put up on the old.
Check it out.
I'm going to put up on the old YouTube machine. And
Watch it all.
The old U-boob.
yeah. Also, it kind of sucks that we weren't able to really hear the movie as we were watching it. So this episode might be a shorter than normal episode. Also, we started late, and you know how I am about being a stickler.
I'm punctual. I got us. Don't worry. I'm the who's the guy that drives the train? Conductor.
Yeah.
So no title shout out. I'm gonna get that out of the way right now because that's one of the things I look for. No title shout out. No one said see no evil, hear no evil.
That's true.
A lot of people did say that they can't see, and a lot of people said that they can't hear, though.
But they also said that you heard this and you saw that.
True.
Counter. I'm not sure if that's a counter. Is that an add-on?
The counterpoint.
No.
Was it
No, cancellation. No.
It's an
No.
unnecessary.
Speaking of Kevin Spacey,
Oh my God.
he's in this movie.
Kevin Spacey shows up in this movie, and unfortunately, he's a good actor, but also unfortunately, he's a.
It changes the viewing enjoyment or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm the one that brought the movie. I brought it to the table. I suggested it for this episode. And so let's start with Jason.
Okay.
What are your memories of this movie, first time, etc., yada yada yada?
So compared to a bunch of the other movies that we've done, especially this week's, but compared to last week's episode, I'll say this one I actually saw multiple times as a kid. I remember I vividly remember my dad being like, "Oh, you got to see this movie," renting it. I do have a little bit of a follow-up to that about Outland from last week.
Nice.
I went to hang out with my dad this weekend, and I was like, "Do you remember the movie Outland with Sean Connery?" And he was like, "Yes."
Yeah, it's kind of I was introduced to that movie by someone about 10 years older than me, so I think there was like a generational gap there where like people enjoyed it, but it didn't get passed down in the same way as other stuff.
Well, that's what he said. That's what he said about Outland. He was like, it kind of just came and went, but I remember watching it, and it was the same thing. I brought up that what I kept saying for the last couple of weeks about how when I was a kid, my dad would just like put on old movies when I was 6 or 7.
Right.
So I would kind of, be subdued by it. But this one, I don't think I would have been subdued by it because it's funny all the way through. Like, we were having a great time watching it, and I think that if I was watching it on my own, I would have a great time watching it. So I did remember a bunch of moments from it from my childhood. So I never owned it, but I do remember it being on TV quite a bit. Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder were household names. No, I've moved back to the movie that we're doing now. So yeah. That's it for me.
Thank you. Wonderful. Riveting. Steven,
Riveting.
what can you tell us about
I don't have
See
any
No Evil,
memories of seeing this as a kid. I'm sure I've caught pieces of it at some point, and I don't remember it ever being on TV, but it's kind of not surprising. It would have been heavily edited to be on TV.
It's all curse words.
And boobies.
oh yeah, there was that one time.
2 times.
You see two.
Well, 2-ish. 1.5. Sheer lingerie. Do you guys count that? Is that what? That doesn't sound like mine.
This person doesn't like your hot take or you interrupting me.
Oh,
Yeah.
my apologies.
Son of a bitch.
You son of a
Uh,
Now we can tell you to your face to stop.
but I know, like I know of it. It's not like it's the first time I've heard of this movie. Obviously, I've heard of it, but I don't. Watching the movie the entire time, I was like, I've never seen this. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why anything's happening. But
That's my favorite feeling. Okay, sorry.
it was entertaining enough, and it was more so because of our goofy commentary during the movie. I think if I had watched it by myself, I may have become distracted by the surroundings I'm in currently, but I can't be certain. Typically, I enjoy watching movies with people more than watching them by myself. But that being said, often when I watch them with people, I don't retain as much of what's happening, and I don't think analytically as hard because I'm kind of like chit-chatting throughout.
And I think that's what happened with us tonight. I don't have the same like image of the movie in my head right now that I would if I would have sat down and watched it. And you guys give me a lot of give me a lot of shit for the way that I watch my movies for this, but like I've net retained more from every other movie than I did from watching it and doing commentary. But the commentary track is its own thing, and that's more of the highlight of the three of us being in the same room.
What I can say, what I could add on to that though is, so to both of your points, it's like a interactive distraction versus
and you're also having to engage when you're doing a commentary, you're like wanting to make sure that it's not just the movie playing.
Yeah. There were a lot of times when I was like, we've just been watching the movie for 5 minutes. I should probably say something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh shit, this is not a fun commentary. Which anything else?
No.
Thank you. Round of applause, everyone. Round of applause. Steven. Can I say Steven?
Yes, that's my name.
I've been calling him Steve the whole time I've known him. So he's
Steve.
never been like, actually.
I don't have. Yeah, I say Steve.
I have no preference between calling
I like
Steve
one
or
syllables.
Steven.
I like
Both
one
of them
syllables.
I call him Big Essie.
Yeah, they call me Essie. They call me Essie on the street, boy.
I call him the Big Essie.
Let me call me.
Do people ask if he has a big snake?
Yeah,
All the time.
all the time.
All the time.
Feel like look at this guy. I wonder how big his snake is.
Yo, apparently skinny guys have huge snakes.
He's
So
right.
that
He's
brings
right.
me to
They call Steven the tripod over here.
my first time seeing this movie. This was one of those. I actually really like this. So I used to go to HMV every once in a while and just like look around at movies and shit. And then this one had them on the cover, like exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Like when you know someone's work, you feel that much more comfortable with like, oh, I can kind of trust in them to, bring it. Yeah. And so this is one of those random HMV pickups. So this would have been like maybe 10 years ago in that era. Ooh, that's nice.
Is that too much?
No, I think
it's
that's I feel better. It was a nice mood. It was sexy mood. Now it's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, it was making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was too sexy.
Too sexy.
How about this?
No nips on Twitch.
Yo, take off a button.
I
or
thought I
whatever.
was wearing an undershirt.
Oh, there it is.
I was covering up for you. Only nips on Twitch. You want to start
Only.
Twitch, but it's only nipples?
Are we allowed to?
Sure.
Start
What
it
if
up.
it's really close so you can't tell? I really like
Then I
look
think
at
that
these fucking shits, man.
think
This
it's
shit
fine.
this is dope.
Oh yeah, we're at my house, so it's covered in nerd shit.
Hi everyone.
welcome.
That's how I decorate.
Hey, did you see this one?
You should.
Did you see this one? X-Man?
X-Man.
These ones.
Iron Man.
X. But yeah, this was a random. This is one of those diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I can't talk sometimes. This is one of those diamond in the rough moments, like one of those little gems I find randomly. There's been a few. This is one of them, and I had a lot of laughs.
This was a pretty popular movie.
I don't remember it at all. I
Really?
don't remember any. I don't remember hearing about it. I don't remember seeing it.
It could be.
Yeah, I randomly saw it at HMV like 10 years ago, maybe 15, somewhere between 10 and 15, I think. Was
It could be its context based then, because I've just known about it my whole life. And
Like you said, it was on TV. Like I don't remember that. I remember
I feel
fucking
like I feel like it
Breakfast
was-
Club and Weird Science. That's what I
Yeah,
remember on
but
TV.
I feel like I watched
And
this.
Vacation or whatever, National
I
Lampoon.
feel like I watched this
Nothing
movie
else.
on like the,
And that's
on like
and
the-
Home Alone, Home Alone.
MITV fucking early global like Sunday movie or whatever, the Saturday night movie. I feel like I watched it on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't recall seeing it on TV, but I also, if I had seen it, I probably wouldn't have stopped to watch it because I'd have been like, old movie. Or maybe it would have been
Oh,
like, hey, it's Willy
look
Wonka.
at that
It's Willy
grain.
Wonka.
So grainy. Oh, Willy Wonka was a dope movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Should we do a little synopsis? A little rundown, and we share our thoughts as we go through it?
Are you-
Jesus Christ, your handwriting.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
They're all capitals
Are you? Cuz writes in all caps.
and
Are you-
swirls.
How do you want to do? How do you want to do this week? Like, do you want to just give a synopsis and we'll talk about the movie? You're the host.
What I personally enjoy is we kind of go through. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Can we cut that?
No, we're live.
Hey, did you see this one?
We're live, buddy.
Yeah, but they in their minds when it's like neurological or something.
You've got some neurological stuff, I think.
Yeah, my brain.
Watch the mic. You're
Oh,
gonna-
sorry, am I getting loud?
No, I mean, if you kick it, it might
Did I kick it?
undo.
He's just telling you to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, I see. Preemptive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are introduced to our heroes one by one. Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder. I think they're both walking down the streets of New York. One blind, one deaf.
See, I didn't even know that that's what the movie was about.
That's how good they were.
No, that's not
Wait,
what I
no.
meant.
Also, that would be horrible if that's why.
I don't even remember commercial or like ads or trailers. They did trailers back in the day, right? When did
They
trailers
did, but
start?
I would have been 2 years
When did
old.
trailers start? When did trailers start? Is that
Trailers
yo?
Trailers have
for a
always
long time.
existed.
Add to the comments down below.
But trailers.
Yo, get a drawing from this guy.
there was
He'll
no-
draw a picture and then email it to you.
There,
What?
there was
If
no.
they tell us when trailers started.
I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
okay,
do
fine.
that.
I will. Okay.
I'll draw your
Whoever comments first when trailers started, I will draw them a picture of their choosing. I will not guarantee the quality, but I'll
You're
do
pretty
it.
Good. You're pretty good at drawing, I would say.
I'll do it, and then we'll send it to you in a DM or an email or a snap or a reel or stuff.
These are things we should discuss before the show, not during the show.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Also,
I'll do it right now.
what I will tell you about trailers. Trailers, the way that we remember them as kids, are from watching them at the beginning of a movie we would rent or seeing them literally in a
Theater,
theater.
yeah.
And then the internet.
That's why I hate being late for a movie.
Then the internet came along. I hate being late for a movie because my brain is broken and I hate being late for things.
Yeah.
But it's not because
Are you punctual?
I am. I'm very punctual, and also I hate trailers specifically. We've been over this, so I'm sitting there
Oh,
in a torture
ruined.
prison,
Yeah.
being forced to watch especially during the Marvel movies because
What
they're
if you have
showing
one
me.
of those sleeping things?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Those little masks.
I can still hear it.
No, what about those little like things? You put in your-
Earplugs?
Yeah.
So what you're positing is I wear a sleep mask and put earplugs in because of my dumb brain that needs to be on
Yo,
time.
if I saw
but
you
hates
there, I'd be like,
trailers.
respect. I want to be friends with that guy.
No,
I like trailers.
I know Steve likes trailers. Kaylin likes
They
trailers.
get me excited.
I do get.
But anyway,
excited.
the internet comes
Some of
along.
them
The
ruin
internet
things,
comes
but-
along, and now trailers are freely available all the time. So now we have this weird thing where we've seen the
Now you
trailers
get
for
ads.
everything.
Now we get ads instead of.
I'm still
trailers.
talking about the thing
Sorry.
I had started talking about before you once again changed the
No, I was
subject.
adding. I wasn't changing.
You weren't
adding.
adding. You were talking over me.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. Trailers.
So then
They're on the
now
internet.
that now trailers are just a part of our culture instead of being like a special thing that you only see in theaters.
Well, the further back you go, though, the worse trailers were. People are like, trailers these days give away everything. It's like, no, no, no. If you go back to the 70s, they literally were just telling you the entire plot of the movie, like beat for beat. It would be 2 minutes of them being like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this
you'll
happens.
see the monster, and then they just show the monster.
And then they defeat the villain at the end of the movie.
Because they kind of had to do that because movies were sort of a new concept.
They need to
In
get
the
the butts in
70s?
the seats.
No, I
They
mean
need to get the butts in the seats.
those kind of movies. Because before that, it was like it was like
certain things were the
they were long, drawn out, like long, drawn out.
Were you here for a Rebel Without a Cause?
Rebel Without a Cause? While it is good, no, he wasn't on the show yet.
Yo,
Well-
I'm gonna bring back James Dean.
Well, while it was a good movie, it
From the
was
dead.
very much
Not like that.
long, and it was like it felt like movies before blockbusters, where like you go and it's like your whole night. That's what you did.
It's an
They
investment.
were 3
Yeah,
hours
it's an investment.
long, and that's sort of it's coming back around to that now, and it kind of bugs me because I want a nice 90-minute movie that I can get in and get out. You know, this movie, see no evil, hear no evil.
See, sometimes words are hard to say.
Well, that's a tongue twister, okay. But this was a good, like it was an hour and 40 minutes, but it's a little longer than I like. But
The
I don't
end-
think,
ending.
yeah, I there was kind of two ending sequences, but I don't think I would have shortened this movie. I think I would have enjoyed watching, like I said, I would probably enjoy watching this without watching with you guys, but watching with you guys was definitely great. We got a lot of gold in that commentary track, I think.
You know, yeah, lasagna oven.
Yeah, right in the lasagna oven.
Guana. Anyway, that guy.
That guy. Yeah. Then they go to the horse track.
We get introduced to them.
I like that they were introduced within the same, like they didn't have their like a whole day of them wandering around where you get to know them. It was just like their introduction was just them shouting at each other.
Yeah. Richard Pryor coming out of the subway station with his sister, and they have like a weird like misunderstanding moment where we find out that one is deaf and one is blind.
Now that I think about it, maybe I'm being prejudiced or something, but isn't everyone in New York yelling at each other and calling each other assholes?
That's not prejudice. That's just the way it is in New York. And it's like that.
So
here,
does he
too.
get in those fights constantly?
I think there's
Probably that's why he's so aggressive.
there's like a plot point that they never explored about why he's like can knock people out in one punch.
It's because it's funny. That's why it's in the movie.
And he's been
What about a
doing it.
missing plot
He
point?
does it every opportunity.
He used
does
to
it
be a
every
boxer
opportunity
before his
he gets.
eyes stopped working.
Oh yeah, wasn't he in a thing? Yeah, in the bar. Okay, so we meet our heroes. They have a humorous coincidental interaction without actually interacting, but interacting, and it's hilarious. And then let's see. So they interact. He goes to work. He's trying to get a job. Was there a thing before that? I feel like I'm missing something.
They're on the train.
Oh, right. Him and his sister, they have a fun little joke about like being black, and then he turns the tables like he didn't know, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, they had a little
joke that has been adopted a few times after. I'm not sure if it was done before, but yeah, there's the joke of like a black person not knowing you're black and being like, what? But in this context, it didn't seem like he actually believed that. It was just a funny joke he was doing, right? Like with his sister.
Yeah, teasing her.
Well, this movie had a lot of that where the Richard Pryor's character was also a joker.
Yeah.
Like he was making jokes to be funny, like in universe. Where I think Gene Wilder was the straight man.
Yeah.
You know, like his character was a lot more like just like a regular dude who just happened to be deaf. He was an ex actor.
Yeah, and his whole deal was sort of like the humor for his character was almost always like him not realizing that there was a lot of sound happening around him and he couldn't hear any of it.
And it was always great because there were a lot of context clues to indicate that there would be a lot of noise happening, because this guy was knocking shit over and things were like smashing around him that he could easily see in his peripheral vision. When they first meet at that store though, like, and they have that first moment and Richard Pryor's just like knocking things off the counter.
A lot of Kodak film.
A lot of
Those
Kodak
were-
film, weird product placement.
I mean,
You got to get that money somehow.
Kodak was humongous in the 90s, man.
Yeah.
Like the late 80s was the Kodak boom. Like there were like Kodak stores.
Everything was
You
Kodak.
could go to the Kodak store.
I have a
buy
Kodak
film.
shirt.
You pervert.
They did you have a term, and that's what I think of when I saw it. Was like what's called low hanging fruit with some of those.
Oh, the jokes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's tons of low hanging fruit in this. I didn't come up with that term, by the way. It's a fairly common.
It's
term.
fairly common.
It just means you're going for the easy joke. Like
Yeah.
the low hanging fruit is easier to get than having to think too hard about it. My whole life was me just making low hanging fruit jokes.
But then criticizing
I thought you
people
didn't
for,
like them.
but then criticizing people for making low hanging
It's-
jokes.
it's part of the-
Only I may do it.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. It's part of the
So he is trying to get a job. They misrepresent. It's like, hey, let's go grab a drink. Now we know we're almost on the same page, basically. They go to a bar. They meet their good friend, Harvey Wallbanger, I believe, right?
Yes.
And turns out he wasn't Harvey Wallbanger.
Is a Harvey Wallbanger a drink, or was it the name of the bar? I'm still confused.
I'm pretty sure it's like a Tom Collins, but better.
I thought it was the name of the bar they were going to. and
No.
They just misunderstood each other.
Definitely.
Steve's looking it up right now.
It's a drink.
We're
It
gonna
might not be a
find
real
out.
drink, though. All right.
Cocktail.
Next
Oh,
contest
it is
on
a
this
drink.
episode.
It's,
It is
what
a
they're-
drink.
it's literally what they're drinking at the bar too.
Oh, okay.
The first person that can send us the
Nope.
ingredients to a Harvey Wallbanger, I will draw them a picture of their choosing.
The first
Again, I
person
will
to
not
give us-
guarantee the
No, check
quality,
this
but I
out,
will
Steve.
do it.
Check this out,
And I will
Caleb.
send it to
The
you.
first person to send. This is our first giveaway. The first person to
Second
the
giveaway.
first person to
the
send
first
us anywhere, comment on this, comment on our commentary. I'll give you $50 if you
What?
can. Yep, if you can tell me the contents
He just made it real.
of a Harvey Wallbanger.
What if I do it right
He
now?
just
Will you
made
give
it
me
real.
$50.
He just
No,
No,
I'm
you're
making
here.
a
You're
point.
here right now.
Okay. Jason's trying to make the point that no one listens to our podcast.
but then
That
I'm
was a
not.
bad
I'm
point.
not going to pay them.
What? No, I'm going to draw you guys. I have two contests right now. I can't remember them, but I'll watch the playback and then I'll remember. And whoever messages first for each one, pictures of your choosing.
I'll draw you a picture of a perfectly detailed picture of my own penis. If you
You're
just
gonna be like a
comment,
ligma. It's like what?
Ligma, what?
Ligma wonker.
Anyway, the boys get into a little dust up.
They
They have a
fight.
little scuffle. They have a little scuffle.
They fight with a couple of day players who are in lots of other
But
movies.
they become best friends. Just like us.
I kind of don't fucking touch me.
No touch. Okay. No touching.
Just kidding, buddy. I love you.
I actually don't like to be touched for real.
I thought it'd be funny to be a prima donna about getting.
I
touched.
also don't like being touched, but I was trying to. I thought I was being normal.
Just don't let it happen again.
I was doing my best to try and be.
I thought it was being normal. This guy.
So they become best friends.
they become BFFs
Basically.
for life.
Friends in the bar.
Three best friends that anyone can have. Us. Three of us. Be your friend.
The first person to be my friend, I'll draw them a picture of their choice.
The first person to be my friend, I'll draw a picture of your jokes.
And then, so they're friends. They're working. So this guy, Richard Pryor, he likes to place bets. Oh, we skipped over that a little bit, but that's fine. He likes to place bets. He's got a bookie coming after him. Turns out the bookie has someone coming after him.
Right. That's the pizza oven guy, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, right, lasagna oven.
Right in the lasagna box.
That's the one. He's trying to collect, and he gets to the newsstand. Gene Wilder, our other hero, is there. Where's your buddy? He'll be back. And then he notices the yada yada yada, the vixen, the one of the kidders, if you will. That'll come in handy later.
The girl who plays the woman in this movie did a lot of like borderline porn,
Interesting.
and was also on the reboot of The Love Boat.
What about reboot?
She was also in a movie called. She was also in a movie called Black Scorpion 2 Aftershock. That is clearly just a Skinamax movie.
What's Skinamax porn?
Well, I mean, she was in this movie and she showed her breasts twice.
Like,
it doesn't
immediately.
seem like she has like.
Well,
a
one of them
high
was like
standard
through
of
sheer
not doing that.
Oh, she was also in the
lingerie.
She starred in the Black Scorpion.
She was the Black
duology.
Scorpion.
Yeah. She was also in a movie called Dangerous Indiscretion.
What's her name?
Listen,
Joan
people gotta eat.
Severance.
We shouldn't be shaming her.
No, it's a
I
great.
thought she was a lovely lady.
That's
I'm
great.
not shaming
No,
her
she's
at
hot
all.
as fuck, dude. I'm not gonna sit. She was in Lake Consequence, where she shows her tits on the cover of the movie.
What?
What? That can't be legal.
Some sort of French film.
It's
Yeah.
art.
Look,
No, you can't see them.
look at those boobers.
No, you can't see them.
Look, they're test.
You definitely
they're
can't see
they're
them there.
chesticles.
It looks way more like porn on the camera than it does on your phone.
Look, you can see her fucking the top of her butt crack. Here, I assume that's her.
Yeah.
No,
Billy
Those are
Zane.
the butt dimples.
I buried the lead on this one. Billy Zane is in this movie with
Billy
Joan,
Zane?
with
Is
Joan
that Billy
Severance.
Zane right there?
That's Billy Zane. That's Billy Zane.
That's the Zane man.
They can't see that. Oh, there it is.
It's hardcore. It's
No,
hardcore
yeah,
porn.
on that angle.
It probably
On
is.
that angle.
It probably
Hey, I
has-
could probably do Billy Zane right now.
It probably
Here,
has
do it
as
again?
much. It probably has as much nudity as the movie we just watched, which had nudity, which is rare. We don't get enough nudity because they kind of outlawed nudity in 1995.
I have a question.
Whoa.
This is.
You
Oh,
guys
was that
got
me?
Yelling. Yeah.
Sorry, my apologies. This is for the female viewers. Do you guys like seeing penises in movies?
They never show penises in movies.
Yeah, they did it in what's that movie? Forgetting Sarah Marshall. They did it in.
That's true. You got to see Jason.
The difference is almost every time you see a penis in a movie, it's meant for comedic effect. It's not meant
Hilarious.
for it to just be there.
Yeah, but do people like that?
Are you asking if I like it?
Yeah. Do you? I don't know. Do you
I
like
think
it?
when it happens, it's mostly shocking because it happens so little.
Yeah.
So do I like it? Not
Yeah,
really. It doesn't
Equality.
It's usually a hilarious flaccid penis.
Yeah.
So it's
Really, oh
not.
yeah, you don't see
You
it.
never
right.
Should
see
it be
like
a
a
raging
rager.
one?
You never see like
Actually,
a Willem Dafoe,
there's a
Michael
movie,
Veiny
Fassbender,
There's a
bastard.
movie called
baby's arm holding an apple.
it's called like
Ken Park.
it's called like Skin Deep or something with Scarlett Johansson, and she's like an alien who seduces men and then like grinds them into meat to fuel her ship or some shit.
Hey, did you see this
But
one?
you see some fully erect wieners in that movie, and I couldn't even tell if it was like
What was that
CGI.
movie?
There's a moment where the guy's
Species?
walking and like he just gets a boner while he's walking, and you just fully see it.
Oh,
Interesting.
And I'm like, that would be difficult to do as an actor. I
Sweatpants?
assume it's a.
Was he wearing a onesie like
He was
coveralls?
wearing nothing.
Oh, okay. Not a spacesuit or anything.
the only
No,
the
he was
other
wearing no
movies,
clothes.
the other movies in that genre of like kind of like the succubus is literally Jennifer's Body, where she plays a succubus, and the Species movies, which you know, Natalia Kanakova or whatever her name was.
Yo, Fifth Element.
Squibbity squabbity squoba.
Squibba squibba.
I don't know what they're talking about.
We're talking about movies on our movie podcast. Yeah, no, it doesn't happen very often. It's usually silly when it does, or shocking. There's another one with Willem Dafoe that
He shows his penis.
I don't know if it's his or not, because and it actually shows
Stunt
shows-
double
it
penis.
shows penetration and everything. It's called like anti.
Isn't that porn?
Anticristo or something like that.
It's porn if it's not tasteful, and sometimes porn can be tasteful. I would
There are
say.
some movies that are not considered pornography that have real sex in them. That
Yeah.
two people are actually having sex.
like
on camera.
What
like,
about that one with that girl and
Spartacus.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, he fucked his girlfriend all through those movies. The fucking Sex Files. What was that movie called?
Oh,
Narcophilia.
yeah,
Necrophilia.
necrophilia.
No,
called
not
no,
necrophilia.
Nympho.
Nymphomaniac.
We got there.
I had the word. It was like just waiting for
We
you guys
just
to
went.
stop yelling.
We went to a word that probably got us banned from Twitch instead.
And so back to today's episode tonight.
So
The
Willem Dafoe started fucking. And
the
it was wild.
The fuck movie got his big old Johnson out
What's
fucking
that movie
swinging
called?
it around. Fuck
the Home Alone. The Home Alone of the
probably
movie
fucked the
begins.
mermaid.
A guy
again.
dies. The cops accuse them. No, keep going. Keep doing the
J'accuse.
stuff.
No, you just said Home Alone. I know what you mean. I know that the Home Alone of it begins here.
Right.
But you gotta contextualize.
So I thought I told them the guy. Oh no, I didn't. So the bookie, the guy after the guy who has a guy after him, or maybe a girl, a guy and a girl, people, dies.
Jesus Christ. He gets shot. The woman shoots him. He dies. The deaf guy doesn't hear it because he's deaf, and the blind guy wasn't there to see it because he's blind. So that they only have half of the information that they need, and they can't explain it to the police, so they are arrested.
Yep. Also, before that, we do get a scene after the fight that we never finished. There's a fight in the bar where they do a thing where Gene Wilder's aiming Richard Pryor to like have him punch,
Right.
and that ultimately makes
They
them
work
bond.
together. Yeah.
They go get ice cream, which is a thread in this movie about them just getting ice cream and shooting the shit.
I did say they became best friends.
Well, they become best friends, and
I didn't give the full thing.
a heart of gold moment where they talk to each other about their disabilities in a really like kind of sweet way. That's not
It's not
offensive.
and it's not meant to be a humorous.
It's not
scene.
exploitative.
Yeah.
It's character development is what it is.
And it feels good to watch because like you get this sense that the writers of this movie wanted to do a thing, right? But they wanted to make sure that the people watching it or listening to it
You can't see that if you're listening.
weren't offended, you know.
Yeah, it was some caretaking, I think, just to make sure that people realize that like this isn't just a
Well, this movie
jokey movie about one guy not being able to see and the other.
Yeah,
guy.
Actually, I think that's what you needed to do.
this movie
to
could have
make-
very easily been just like
Yeah,
kind of gross.
it could have been.
About
Yeah,
it. And
it could
that's
have been. Yeah.
that's an element in this movie I didn't remember. I've seen this. I remember
Are you
this
sure
movie.
you saw it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember this movie pretty vividly from my childhood. But
You know what? I think I can agree with you that as a kid, I didn't think about the morals and stuff like that.
I saw Boom 1989, and I was like, "Uh-oh, that's when this movie came
Ooh,
out."
how many times are they say the F word?
The F slur
That
and
kind of
I don't think there was any.
the R word.
There was a girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
No, in fact, it
Most
was
of the
pretty.
movies
The
are
movie
alright.
was like
It was
pretty
pretty clean.
multicultural too.
Mhm.
There were a couple. There
Yeah.
were a couple Asian people with like characters, with like speaking roles, which is interesting for that time period. It wasn't just all white people and like one black person.
Right.
Yeah. This what the
They-
chick was pretty badass.
And also the doctor that comes in and talks about men's pia or whatever.
What?
Good representation.
Menria.
So they get busted as we fast forward back to that part and get thrown in jail. We have some laughs. The killers, or the kidders, as I'll refer to them for the rest of this episode.
Why?
I kind of just said that, and then as I said it, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna do that. Like, not because I don't want to, because I'm probably not.
I
gonna
didn't
remember.
understand what you were doing.
I was
calling them
that they
kidders. I
called
was like,
themselves. I mean, they didn't. Fucking Gene Wilder did.
Oh, because he does bad lip reading throughout this whole movie.
If shit's if it's covered, or if it's very fast, or if there's something in the way, that was covered. That's okay. That's right.
Something in the way. Remember the Batman?
There's
something
in my ass.
There's something in my ass. Yeah. Ooh.
Are you serious? Woozle Wuzzle was a woman? That was a good one.
That was the best one.
Oh, there's a bunch of crotch all up in your faces.
I got pineapples. And I got lobsters.
Look. Perspective, it's like I'm punching it. He's dodging.
No, I'm taking it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
This is the kind of thing we can't do when we're at. Steve hates it. But this is the kind of thing we can't do when we're, just in our own apartments. If you're watching this right now, you have to understand. Me and Steve, we live like the whole city apart. I live in the annex. He lives downtown, right? So that's like a 40-minute. Kaylin lives 2,000 kilometers away in Nova Scotia. So for us to all be in the same room together is pretty incredible, I guess.
I'm pretty psyched. I'm so psyched that I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Actually, should I say that? I probably shouldn't say that.
I don't care.
my
You're allowed to say
apologies.
you're allowed to say you're
Be
drunk.
responsible.
Just don't
everyone out there,
slam from the vodka bottle on my channel.
as he burps.
On our channel.
And so
That I
they have an amazing, so as Jason brought up, that I skipped over, where they worked together to in this barroom brawl. They again to escape the police station have a genius idea, and it was awesome. I don't even want to tell you guys, it was so awesome. Go check it out. But they escaped, to say the least. They help each other, guiding and opening, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And in doing so, happen to run upon, just wait, right? Yeah. They run upon the kidders who were trying to break them out to cover their tracks, if you will.
Yeah, they wanted to set them up for the crime so that there would be no heat or whatever, right?
And
Take
most,
it away, Steve. I'll be back.
most of the crime was already set
the
up.
board.
Oh my
Yep,
god.
thank
Oh
you.
my god. Oh my, he did it.
Oh, he was so nervous.
I was nervous. I get nervous. Okay. I get nervous.
You guys like Sour Patch Kids?
I'm good right now.
Not a candy guy.
Yeah, they do escape in the most ham-fisted way possible. Gene Wilder stays handcuffed for a very long time throughout this sequence. There was a scene after they escape where they come up with a plan to have Gene Wilder's character stomp down the road so Richard Pryor could hear him walking, but I didn't really wrap my head around why it was happening.
It was,
Because he could follow it.
he was doing it so that he could hear him, so that he knew where to go. But I was like, why doesn't he
It's
just
like
hold
when
on
you
to
cross
him?
the sidewalk.
Were they trying to split up, maybe?
No, when you cross a sidewalk, have you ever been to sidewalks where they beep?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh, but they
I
were
think
just
you're
walking-
talking about two different scenes.
Oh.
No. I'm not. There is that scene, but I'm comparing it because when
You got to be in front of the microphone for people to hear you, buddy.
But we're also talking about why they did it. We're not saying like what it was meant to
Oh,
be.
be careful with that beer. It's 11%.
this.
What?
Yes.
No, it's not.
It
No,
absolutely
no,
is.
it's
I'm-
10.2. You can't round up that high.
Oh, I thought it was an 11er.
It's still over 10.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's gonna kick you.
This one's for you guys and
Yeah,
you guys.
It's gonna be a.
Kick you
I
in the
came to hang out
lasagna
with. This is
oven.
like, I'm sorry. This is like normal for you guys, and I'm like super excited to be here. I'm sorry.
I'm excited for you to be here too, buddy. It's all good. But we
Just
do
watch out. That thing's gonna kick you right in the lasagna oven.
I'm
I'll
not,
kick
I'm
it
not
right in the
worried about
lasagna.
me.
Yo,
I'm
it
worried.
says Sparkle Puff.
I'm worried about me.
I'm worried about him. I'm worried about you, Steve.
Don't worry, I'm gentle.
You gotta have a sleepover with this maniac.
No, I'm very. I'll pass out like a
passes out
baby.
so hard.
Yeah.
That's something I do
Yeah.
remember about like
Yeah.
crashing at your place. You're like, well, bye now.
Yeah.
Silence. I'm still awake.
No, man, my body's like, nope, I'm done. I don't wanna. Mm-mm.
I have the opposite issue
Yeah.
where I lay there being like,
Think about everything.
"Will something please take me from this hell?"
Drugs and alcohol,
Put
my
me to
friend.
sleep.
But no,
I'm
but
sorry, I take that back.
you're wasted when that's happening is the problem. That happened to me when I was camping this week and I was like laying there like, why am I not just falling asleep immediately?
Did you have drugs or alcohol?
I had been drinking.
Yes.
I had been smoking of the marijuanas.
And marijuana.
Marijuana. Oh,
But they
so,
escaped. They escaped.
yeah. But there's a MacGuffin. There's the
Oh, we
MacGuffin
skipped over the
that-
MacGuffin.
Yeah, so when they get arrested, he says, "Go get the thing out of my cigar box.
I mentioned that the bookie who was after Buddy, who had Buddy after him, I just so happened to skip over the fact that he was
Don't kick
smuggling.
this either because
Yeah,
those
maybe it's not very
USBs,
My
those
apologies.
USBs,
My
I gotta
apologies.
actually make sure that it's
I have to
still here.
reassess myself, folks. All right, we're good. Right here. Don't touch. Don't move anything else. Exactly. And bless you
It was, yeah.
if you want. I guess so.
I'll take it.
Turns out he was smuggling this, what seemed to be a rare gold coin. And when he saw the misses of the boss man coming for him, he what's it called when you get rid of something?
You're getting rid of it,
Yeah, but like in the fancy way.
throwing it away.
No, like when you do it sneaky.
Oh, discarding it.
That sounds better. What do you got?
I got nothing.
I was really counting on you, Steve. So he discards it amongst the change in the cigar box, the tip cup, tip box, tip cigar box. Too many words, too many syllables.
Stop saying them. Just go to the next thing.
To the next thing. But she's there. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. Nope, not good enough. Bow. So rewind back to where we leave off at. They're escaping. They escape.
Yeah, no, the gold coin thing is just the. It's kind of
Oh, the
why
reason
this
why.
is all happening,
Right.
but it doesn't matter again for a while. So what does happen here is the woman goes over to the phone and she calls the big boss and says some shit. And Gene Wilder's able to read that, so he's now got some information on the kidders. And they get into a situation where Kevin Spacey has them at gunpoint and the woman takes off, but first she kisses Gene Wilder.
Mhm.
Okay. And that was confusing.
Yeah.
But
It was like you said, you call it like a position of power or something like that.
she positions to power him because he's about to die. Because Kevin Spacey's supposed to kill him. Kevin Spacey almost kills them, like
He's
has a
about
gun
to.
to their face, and then they start talking about
No.
they start talking about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, because that was how they were using
Ah, right.
Richard Pryor to be punching as a blind man. And
3
they-
to 5. 3 to 5.
and they knock
First person to message 3 to 5. Guess what?
$50.
No, drawing.
Kalen's gonna give you $50.
I'm gonna give you
50 drawings.
I will draw. Yo, I'll give you whatever you want. First person to message 3 to 5. You're getting a drawing, whatever you want. Not guaranteeing the quality, but you're gonna get it. That sounded wrong. I'm sorry. That sounded bad. I'm like me, like get it. No, you will receive this gift. I will bestow.
That sounds worse.
Sounds a lot like a Kevin Spacey.
Oh no.
So they end up they knock him out, and then the cops are there too, because the cops are just like one step behind them through this whole
They
movie,
got there pretty quick.
and they
Wasn't
managed
that pretty quick?
they managed to
Mhm.
they managed to get into a cop car, but Gene Wilder's still fucking handcuffed, so he can't drive even though he can see. So Richard Pryor, the blind man, has to drive.
Yo, okay. So actually, I was thinking about this while watching it. So one, like how well do you guys think he would do? And two, like, or maybe 1 point also.
2%.
No,
A blind person cannot drive a car.
No. Check this out.
Highly improbable.
Like, so I'm thinking about like, you know, when you drive, like there's certain like angle, like, you know what I mean, like degrees, yeah, degrees of
You're tripping out. Get to the point.
I'm not tripping. I'm just saying, like, if someone precisely told, like, let's say I held it, I don't normally drive like this, but let's say I held it at 3 and 9. If someone precisely told me the degrees, I feel like I might be able to do okay.
Maybe on a NASCAR track, which is an oval.
Well, okay, so no, you just have to do the right degrees. if you tell me the right degrees.
Listen, there are enough people who can barely drive a fucking car with full
Exactly.
sight. I don't think that.
Hey,
driving
don't
with
get me
your eyes
wrong.
closed is
And also,
bad.
people-
spoilers, they immediately start crashing into things.
No, I'm pretty sure the cops were the ones that crashed.
No, they're driving a cop car. They
Oh,
drive
yeah.
through a whole sidewalk.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder says, "You're driving on a sidewalk."
He also
That's cool.
immediately drives backwards.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that happens.
Yeah.
Which is a great gag. I do that. My dad's got a golf cart at his trailer park. and
Man, I want a
always
golf
do
cart.
the thing where I look like I'm going to drive forward, and then we just go backwards. It's
Nice.
extremely funny.
I like that.
Um, let me get back to the where we were.
Oh, so they escape and crash into a barge of garbage.
a barge.
Garbage barge.
Garbage barge.
Yeah.
Oh, am I hitting the red? I'm sorry.
We're not even doing that.
Barge of garbage.
You're probably hitting the red, but it doesn't matter because this picks this up differently. It's a different. We're doing a different thing now.
We're doing different stuff.
It acclimates to volume.
Je ne comprends pas.
If you're too loud, it just won't hear you.
It stops listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they decide.
Immediately just had to yell.
Probably didn't hear that.
I don't know how to control the volume of my voice.
So we get a great fart joke here. They crash into a garbage barge and they're cruising along, kind of discussing the situation. And then Richard Pryor's like, "Did you fart?"
No, that's not what he said.
What did he say?
I mean, it's the gist.
No, he's like, like Gene Wilder's like, I'm more than happy. So, like, this is not word for word. I'm fucking it up, but something along the lines of, I'm more than happy to tell you how I feel.
And then what
But
happened?
right now, in this moment, I am filled with this. Oh yeah,
I live in an apartment building. By
this
the
is
way.
the part where he yells, "The stench of this barge of garbage you have crashed us into." That's not what they said.
And then he said,
And also, I
I
don't think
just
I'm
thought you
allowed
ripped
to.
one.
For copyright.
Basically,
It's like, oh, really?
there's no
You're
copyright.
allowed to quote a movie.
Anyway, we go through the scene where they get to the end. I don't really know how the car ends up outside the barge.
Did they get out of the barge?
That's
How
not
did they
really,
get out? What happened after the barge again?
that's not really explained.
It doesn't show.
They
up.
go to
Yeah, they're just
they meet
suddenly-
up with the sister.
They're
No,
ditching-
the
No,
sister picks
hold
them
on,
up.
hold on. I do know what happens.
they're ditching the car in
Yeah.
the river.
In, like, the
Oh,
swamp.
right.
But they don't show how they get the car out of the barge.
You know what it is? They're at
Shut
the
up,
fucking
Steve. I know-
land. They're at
I
the
know
landfill.
exactly what you just laughed at me about.
What'd you laugh at?
Nothing.
Doesn't matter.
Sounds like a penis.
No.
No. No.
What else is it?
Caleb,
A
It
butt?
says this sentence is difficult.
Caleb,
for some
say
people.
car.
Car. Oh,
No, say
it's
barge.
the R. Is it the yar? It's
Yeah,
the
you
yar,
guys sound
isn't
like a
it?
couple of fucking surly pirates.
Well,
Okay,
I'm from Nova
so-
Scotia.
They didn't explain how they get the car out of their barge.
Okay, you say it normal. Say it normal.
Car barge.
Cardboard.
Okay, so wait. Let me
Corborge.
try to say it normal. One second.
Car?
One second. I can't
Barge.
laugh when I say it. 1 second. Okay, let's wait. Okay, so short R.
I'm
Damn,
going
that
to-
was a long R right there.
I'm going to drive my car.
Wait,
to the
wait.
barge.
Well, yeah, that's what you got to do. You have to do this thing.
A real.
Allow me to go to my car. I need
You're still
to
saying it.
park my car
It doesn't matter, dude.
in the
No.
barge.
Our R's are always going to be R.
It's
Car.
It's just humorous
Car?
to me.
Yeah,
Car.
I know.
Car.
I'll take my car to the barge.
I need to park my car in the barge.
Car, to
Car
barge.
barge.
Cars, the bicycles, the
You're
boats.
saying it exactly the same every single time.
It's the exact. I think it's just the way your ear hairs are like.
No,
Yeah, I
it's
got
because
some
we
hair
come from a
hairy
place that
ears.
was founded by pirates
Oh man,
and the Irish.
guess what? I like being on Halloween.
A
A
pirate?
car barge.
A car barge?
Was the rum always gone?
Mm.
So what happens to our heroes at this point? Where are we at right now?
They're ditching the car in the swamp.
Yeah.
Right, car in the swamp.
And they have
They have a
moment-
little tussle.
they have a little they have a
Little-
little argument about how they ended up in this point, and Gene Wilder eventually is like, "I'm the fuck out of here," and
I
it
don't
was-
need you.
It was made. I think it was made. I think the moment was supposed to be funny of Richard Pryor be like, "Help me! I can't see. You're just leaving me here." But I
It didn't feel
felt,
like that.
I felt like it felt bad.
They were trying to hit some chord strings or whatever. What are they called?
Heartstrings.
Yeah,
Chord strings. So yeah, then they go back to a place like they see them like they look through the window of like a hotel or a bar or something, and they see themselves on the newspaper.
Oh yeah, they're trying to right. I think it was a gas station or something.
Yeah, and then they call their sister to come get them, and then this is the part where they have all the cops show up to the hotel, like the motel, and then all the people come out of the doors,
Right.
and it's a bunch of little sight gags.
What's that called when you're sexual?
What?
What's it called when you're sexual?
Listen, you need more. I need more information.
What's it called when you're like you like sex?
You're a nymphomaniac.
Anyway, so the first
Promiscuous?
No,
but the first door
but
has
that's in between those two.
the first door has like two people come out and then a third person, and then the next shows a guy come out, and then the girl's like, he's like, I thought she was younger, and then there was like this weird like gross kind of couple. They were like, this place is going to the pits.
They can't see you when you do. You're over there.
It's the joke is that like everybody in the hotel is committing a crime and they all think they're caught.
They're all
What's
nightmare
that song
people.
by Nelly Furtado? Sorry, Furtado. Sorry, that's inappropriate. I'm sorry. That was wrong.
Canceled.
What's that song by Nelly Furtado?
I don't know. I don't know.
Promiscuous.
I said promiscuous.
Did you?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I feel like you're a Nelly Furtado.
I will not disagree with that. And I apologize to anyone who might be upset.
Who might be Nelly for targets.
But promiscuous was the word I was looking for.
The word that I told you and you said no.
Can we play it back? Did you actually?
Yes.
Okay.
It was this, I said nymphomaniac and then I said promiscuous.
I remember Nympho.
Okay, like I only took a few more notes, so
Okay, that's right.
we're gonna be able to take it home pretty quick.
We're gonna take it home.
Here's the thing about this movie.
They sneak to the hotel
In the
because he
sec-
reads the list.
In the second half, nothing really happens. It becomes
Not enough to grab your attention.
It becomes sort of a like a road trip movie.
Yeah, it's just things happening. It doesn't feel like there's any kind of succinct flow. It's just like now this is happening, now this is happening, now this is happening.
There's this grand setup, and the second they hit that barge, it kind of falls apart.
We got to wrap this shit up, but they take fucking 40 minutes to do it.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
We checked the time, and there were 40 minutes left. But in that 40 minutes, you can basically boil it down to they go to the hotel, they escape the hotel, then
I could have got rid of that.
they track down where the sister has been taken, right?
Yeah.
Greenhouse surrounded by Dobermans.
Then they have a hilarious moment where, like, for some reason, Gene Wilder's standing on the back of a car, and it starts rolling, and he's like surfing on it, and then
You're still raising your hand even though we're in the same room.
Yeah.
now I can at least high five it to get you out of here.
No, I'll wait. That's why I put my hand up, so I'm not interrupting. I'll wait. I'm
It
waiting.
interrupts us when you put your hand up.
No, talk. I'm waiting.
Go.
Fuck.
You forgot what you're gonna say, or
What were you talking about?
Surfing on the back of the car.
the hood? He's in the hood of the car.
Was
What? Who was?
Gene
What-
Wilder.
Gene Wilder he's the car is rolling. He's on the hood of the car. I remember because I was thinking the whole time, like, why doesn't he just jump into the seat?
Oh yes, because it was a convertible.
Yeah. He's not blind.
I'm sorry.
And then we forgot to mention how many times throughout this movie that they show the stunt doubles driving the car,
Yes.
and they're
Wigs.
just clearly not the people that they're portraying.
Well,
Gene Wilder's stunt double was particularly distracting because of how crazy his wig
The
was.
fro.
His wig
wig,
was like like way bigger than Gene Wilder's fro.
It was
And
comical.
it was like
or
super
whatever,
like
a clown.
defined curly locks.
Yeah.
You know, like it wasn't like a sort of frizzy hair. It
And
was
not like movie magic wig, like wig you get at
Yeah.
Halloween.
a shit wig.
So anyway, I wanted to bring that up because I thought that whole sequence was really, there was comedy in there. It's funny. Richard Pryor keeps standing up to run and keeps tripping over logs, and then anyway, they go in. There's this great moment where Richard Pryor, like, does he have the peanut butter?
Yeah. Oh no.
No, Gene.
No, Gene Wilder jumps down. He's got the peanut butter to distract the dogs.
Oh, I remember I was
he's
gonna say.
whistling.
Can I add now?
Just go ahead.
I'm sorry.
If you stopped.
No,
to the
but you
point of
look
silence.
upset. You look upset.
I'm not. I'm waiting for you to talk.
Well, then you look very like cool, like a statue.
I'm stoic.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like if someone's gonna chisel you out of marble, like you had to like no, put the hand back for a second. Yeah.
Thinking man.
No, it's nice. Okay.
I do have to go home in a half hour.
I'm sorry,
we gotta-
but I
we
want to
gotta-
add
we
on
gotta
a little
figure
bit
this out.
was the personally like looking back or whatever, thinking about it, if they took the hotel and the greenhouse instead of so either they do one of those scenes or they do like a merged version of both of those scenes. Like I think that they had both of those scenes is what made like a weird beat in the flow of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think that they were sort of similar scenes as well, which is kind of why it's not necessary to have both of them. One of them they're getting the coin, and the other one they're getting a person.
Yeah.
It's just like you could have just had the coin in person.
Is that a onesie? No, is that a hoodie?
It's a blanket.
Oh.
It's my park blanket that I take when I go to the park.
Is that where the thing happened?
So there's a great scene where
What thing? What are you talking about?
the death.
Yes, that guy died in the park.
I'm sorry.
So I do like that when Gene Wilder's trying to free Richard Pryor's sister from the greenhouse. They do the best death gag in the whole movie where he's sneaking around and trying to be quiet, and he puts his elbow through the glass. And she's tight, like her mouth is bound, so she's just see her going, what the fuck? And then he goes,
While there's like a large alarm.
there's a
going
huge,
off.
like a sarcastically loud alarm going off. Yeah, I thought that was great.
Creme de la creme. That was probably that was good use of the whole shtick of what the movie was or whatever. Yeah.
So then they get out of there with her, and they go back to the hotel to confront the big boss man, right?
Is it the hotel?
It's like
They.
the other. There's like there's a motel and a hotel.
It might be his mansion.
There's like it's like it's like a
his weird
lodge.
office or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
His home base.
And he's got
His operations.
He's got-
Base of operations, if you will.
He's got a lot of dead animals that he's got in his office.
So much
Apparently,
taxidermy.
he must. Do you think he killed him? He must have, right? You think
Is
he
a
seemed too
blind
proud?
hunter?
No, he seemed too proud to not have what he had in his room
Mm.
But he was
be
blind.
his. Or whatever, you know
Spoilers.
what I mean? Like he
This guy
seemed
is a
too proud.
Very
to,
blind man.
Yes, he's blind. If he was a blind hunter, that'd be kind of interesting, but they don't really infer. I guess he's sort of trying to hunt Richard Pryor in that scene as well.
That's
but
true.
It's more funny than it is.
He has strategy though. He has strategy too. Like so, maybe you're thinking about hunting in a certain sense. Maybe he does hunting differently because he.
That's what
like,
I mean. That's what I'm saying. It would be interesting if they did that, but
Yeah.
they didn't really like.
Yeah, they didn't
The
go
only
into it,
implication
yeah,
is that
yeah,
the room is full of dead animals.
We
But
also,
like, yo, can I make that a hot topic or whatever it's called?
okay. We also skipped over a huge weird.
You just need to not yell so much. Just
Yeah,
like, calm down.
we
My bad.
skipped
We're
over.
all right next to you.
We also skipped over a huge plot point that was like that when they show up to the hotel the first time, they're doctors and there's like the people ushering them to like go to like the doctor conference.
It's like a conference, yeah, and they're trying to like disguise themselves in some way, and for some reason they make the sisters the blind person. Like
It kind of reminded me of Fear and Loathing.
it was confusing to me. I was like, why is all this happening? Why is it important that they not be like known to be blind or deaf, and why are they making her blind?
And why is she blind now? And he's Alistair pretending to be
Oh,
not
I think
blind?
she was blind to distract the desk clerk or whatever.
I understood that, but I was like, they have a literal blind person with them. Why didn't they just use the blind person?
I don't know. I
So
just
he
wanted to
could be
bring
the
that up.
doctor.
I just wanted to
Why
bring
does
that
he
up
have to be the doctor?
because it seemed necessary at the time.
Probably prejudice.
Why?
Like equal rights. Women can't be doctors or something.
Women can't be blind?
No, she was.
Not blind and a doctor.
Oh.
I think he was blind though. I don't think they knew he was blind.
They didn't.
Yeah, he was a seeing doctor.
But then also it was also sort of implied that Gene Wilder was pretending to be the doctor at first.
They were both doctors, weren't
And
they?
yes, it was confusing. It was a little confusing.
It
They
gets,
could have cut down. They definitely could have made this movie a more. Jason, you have a point about movies being an hour and a half. Certain movies.
yeah, this one
certain
could have
movies-
benefited from it. This movie being an hour and a half, and also it could have benefited because they could have trimmed like 10 minutes of just like nonsense out and made it more succinct. But do you know what I learned also from this experience?
What?
Is the commentary track that we made may have made it so we didn't understand a bunch of the movie.
Oh, for sure.
That we were
weren't paying
watching.
attention fully like we should have been.
So
Yeah,
this might be our most informative episode, but
Brought to you by yours truly.
but
You used it right that time.
but I think it's funny. I think the commentary track is funny, and I think that this podcast is funny because it's gonna end earlier than normal, and I like that. I like a short podcast. Anyway, we basically
An
get
hour and a half, if you will. Oh, maybe we should make. Oh, did I do it again?
Yell, yes.
if you're yelling, you're probably yelling.
What if we? No, see, like then I feel like I'm patronizing or condescending or something when I try to like slow my talking down.
Your talking is way too slow already. You should
It's
speed up
true.
your
You
talking.
should speed up your talking. Get to
Oh,
the
it's
point.
the volume.
It's the volume. It's not the speed of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here it comes.
No, I want to wrap this up because
No, that's what I was saying. Here it
'Cause you're
comes, here it comes.
drunk and
Watch this. We should make our episodes like you like the movies, an hour and a half. A intro, a body, and an outro.
I've been trying that for literally 2 years.
Yo, I got you, man. And on that note,
It's over.
no. Should we
No,
let's have
just-
our final thoughts.
No, just say what happens at the end of the movie.
Oh, sorry, we didn't get there yet.
No.
They won.
They shoot the blind guy and he flies out a window and it's crazy.
That's
That
crazy.
shit was crazy,
It
actually.
looked nuts.
So the boss was the evil boss, the crab
Crime
boss.
boss.
The
Well, here,
crime boss.
I
He
can.
explains the coin as some sort of superconductor or some shit, and I was like, I don't understand.
I thought he was gonna copy it. I thought it was like a
No, he's like it's a superconductor, but it works in the dry
He said
or
at room
a
temperature.
room temperature.
If
That's
you have a washer
that's
and
something we're
dryer.
supposed to know what that means.
Yeah.
But anyway, he ends up shooting Kevin Spacey,
That's like the opposite of a
and he's
cigar
like,
box.
"Well, I liked him too." And then they have there's a shootout between the two blind guys.
in the
between-
dark.
No, not even in the dark. They just
Sometimes they're turning the lights on.
do this great thing. Well, he keeps turning the
Oh,
light
that
on.
part. Right. Sorry. I loud.
High loud.
I'm
Continue, Jason. You were almost there.
Anyway, they have this shootout where they're moving around very slowly because it's revealed that the boss is very good with his ears. He's got like heightened senses. So he keeps saying everything that Richard Pryor is doing because he's like crouching down to get the gun off Kevin Spacey. And then they move right past each other, which was a very cool scene, I thought,
Yeah.
where, they move past each other without touching.
so close,
and
yeah.
Very quiet. But the woman comes back. she shoots him. She shoots the crime boss guy, and then she tries to escape with the coin. I think the coin I lost the plot on the coin around this part too.
I think the movie did as well.
I think she just wanted to get out of there. And there's this.
Well,
that last.
no, see, the thing was, the boss guy killed her, I guess, partner, I want to say, and so she felt like, oh, I'm disposable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she thought she was gonna die.
Yeah.
But what I'm confused about is they make the great getaway where it's the two guys, see no evil and hear no evil,
Yeah, I like that.
on a zip line.
Yeah.
Jacket.
And they both drop at different points to take out people. Gene
Jacket.
Wilder takes out the girl, and Richard Pryor, I think he just like wipes
I thought
out.
Rich Pryor took out the girl.
Oh yeah, because we get that great scene where he just
Inappropriate.
molests her.
Inappropriate.
Oh,
And he's
God,
like, "Oh,
I
I'm
forgot about
blind."
This is how we say hello.
That was inappropriate.
Well, he's like, when I was learning Braille at the academy, they just said just feel around, and
You know what that does? That makes people make jokes. That makes people physically do that and then try to play it off. As
Well,
a
they
joke.
did up until probably till a certain point. I doubt that happens very much.
Yeah,
now.
I don't think that happens anymore.
No, but I mean, when the movie came out, you know what I mean? Like when I know when I was in my impressional years,
There's
I'd
a
see a
lot of
movie, it would have a joke, and I would do the joke.
there's a
now-
lot.
now-
We had a whole month about the damage that can do to people.
Exactly.
Which was called Jason's birthday
It's
month.
on my birthday month and my upcoming birthday month when we do Chris Farley.
Bring it.
You think it's a threat, but it's a threat.
It is a threat.
Yo, wait till you see the next.
You think it's
next.
a threat, but it is.
I know what I said. But anyway, they make that terrible joke. But then there's this like last crony, like this last dude who's trying to escape to a fucking
Yeah,
helicopter.
it's so weird because like they don't reveal his face for a really long time. So I thought he was gonna turn around and it would be like, I don't know, like Ricardo Montalban or something.
Like
Like,
a second boss or something.
Yeah, like the real.
But we
boss.
get the last death gag, which was basically like all 400 cops show up in the background behind Gene Wilder again,
Before he knows.
and he's got a knife that he keeps saying, I'm gonna throw your brains out.
Yeah.
Instead
That was
of
the
blow
first
your
thing he said.
brains out.
Anyway.
And he's gonna throw this knife at him, and there's 400 cops behind him,
I was intimidated.
and he's like turn around, and the guy's like looks confused, and then the cop says turn around, so now we get the joke. He thinks that he's saying the things to him. There's a couple of those bits, and then they just kind of arrest him, and then they have a freeze frame, and they all go home.
I mean, there's a little bit more than that, but yeah, they have another ice cream scene.
Happy
yeah.
ending.
But we never explained what the first ice cream scene meant anyway.
We did a little bit.
We mentioned it.
Did we?
We didn't talk about
I don't think I
how-
did. I'm pretty sure I've been a terrible host, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, basically,
everyone
Gene Wilder, when he lost his ability to hear, he ended up having to leave his career. of
He
being
became
an actor.
bitter.
Yeah, and he became bitter, and he was terrified of looking like an idiot. And Richard Pryor has this cute moment where he puts an ice cream cone on top of his head, and he's basically like, "Well, you look like an idiot now."
So they ice cream all over each other.
Yeah.
At the end,
Spider-Man's climbing on my head right now.
there's one more bit that we didn't talk about, and that was when Gene Wilder ends up in the hotel room with the girl, and he's trying to steal the coin back again
Oh,
from her Louis Vuitton bag. And
at first I thought it was just his thumb.
then what happens is she comes out of the shower while he's holding the bag in the shower, and we see some nudity, but that's not the point here.
He's attractive.
She comes out and sees him. He's knocking shit over again too. So he's like not even, she like hears him immediately. She comes out and he like puts his hand in his pocket to do like the old I'll shoot you, it's in my pocket.
I got a gun.
And unfortunately it's his boner. He kisses her, and then he takes his hand out of his pocket, and the gun's still pointing at her. And it was sort of a retaliation to that first moment we were talking about, where she was position of powering him. And then that tracks to a later.
I like a lady in power.
that
That
tracks.
wrong?
No, it's fine. It's just I don't want to know that about you. Later,
That's fair.
later it tracks to him saying to her that this is the like
Oh, you got quantum. Oh no, it's not.
No, he says this is the most action I've gotten in 8 years or whatever. But later he's like,
8 years. 8 years without sex.
but later when she gets arrested, he's like, we can't have a relationship like this, essentially. So anyway, that's the whole movie.
Can I ask you guys about 8 years?
What about it?
How do you feel about sex without 8 years?
Be not great.
It's never happened to me.
But what I'm trying to say is,
The implication of that is messed up. So let's move forward.
you know what I'll say? I'll just say this one thing.
I haven't had sex in 8 years.
Okay.
and onto that, and from that, so how do they say it? You know what?
And on that,
I
note,
know what exactly. That's the one right there. I was gonna make a comment, but I'm not gonna do it.
What? I don't like when you say something like that, it implies that I know what you were gonna say, but I have no idea what you were gonna say.
You might not know what I'm gonna say, but you know if I did say it, you'd know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how language works.
With words and communication. And we are communicating to you.
Jason, can you bring me my Roman candle from the fridge?
Is that a firework?
yeah,
Yeah, I store my fireworks in the fridge.
Well,
Keeps them
maybe it
fresh.
makes them better. So,
Thank you.
I'm gonna finish this last beer and then get the fuck out of here.
as our comrade returns to the trio of the visible view, that's his crotch. You can cough for me, please. It brings us to our conclusion of tonight's episode. And I think the main theme is friendship. And
It's a theme. Yeah.
That is a theme. That's a theme we explored.
and I can't express more than I can tonight how happy I am to be here with you guys.
This was pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see the good shit, watch the commentary track over on YouTube. Because the wheels fell off
That
a
got
little bit.
the what's it called when it's au naturel?
So I'm of two
Au
minds.
natural. Just say au natural.
Yeah, exactly. I'm of two minds. We maybe should have just done the podcast at like when you got here, like, and had seen the movie already. But I do like that we were able. I would feel like if we just did an episode of the podcast and that was it, we
Could have been stale.
we didn't we didn't create enough. We didn't create enough content for you coming all the way here.
Yeah.
I actually had I had another idea to do 2 episodes like this, and just not record, not do one live, record another one, and just
Right.
Let's
next
do it
week we
right
just
now.
pop it up. Nope, I gotta go to bed in an hour. So seriously,
Thank you for playing that with me. But it brings us to our, shall we say, final thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen, would you mind enlightening? Do you mind? No,
Enlightening
one second.
you?
I got this.
I don't know if you do though.
I think I might.
Okay.
Would you mind enlightening us with your final thoughts?
Yeah. Okay.
Is that a bird?
No, I was gonna make a weird noise and then
You
I
were doing
decided
a
not
throat
to.
Was it amphibious?
you were doing throat singing. It sounded like.
My final thoughts on the movie See No Evil, Hear No Evil are that it is fun. It's a fun movie. It's kind of checks a lot of boxes in terms of like movies of the era, but it also leaves a couple of boxes unchecked, which I appreciated because a lot of movies of this era can be kind of hard to watch now for specific reasons because people have become enlightened and think differently and realize that just because something is funny doesn't necessarily mean that you should put it in a movie. I refer mostly to like language-based humor that language changes every day. And this movie surprised me at having a an absence of that sort of like brand of the era, which was good. The sight gags, literal sight gags, as well as like just the physical comedy of the movie is pretty good. The conceptual jokes of the absence of hearing and sight, they're cartoonish for the most part, but you know, it's cute, it's funny, and it's not really offensive. But at the same time, I don't know if I can say that because I'm neither deaf nor blind. But I mean, it feels pretty safe for the most part.
You got a Freudian slip?
What, bluff?
Yeah.
No, that was me combining the two words by accident.
What's that called?
That's just your brain
Misspeaking.
thinking. Your brain is thinking
No, there's got
faster
to be a
than your.
word for that though. When
There
you
probably is. Freudian slips means when you like
Sex.
accidentally say cock during a sentence or something because
Yeah.
you're thinking about cock. You
What if you're not thinking about
twisted
cock?
pervert.
What if you're not thinking about cock and you say cock?
Well, then that's a.
You know what? I'm
That's a
sorry.
you
I'm
problem.
sorry.
Yeah, no, I think the movie is like a little bit convoluted at times. I think that it's mostly just kind of like a cute, fun relationship between two people who have a similar sort of hurdle in their lives that they in the beginning literally kind of refuse to acknowledge, and then by the end it's like, you know, what makes them special is their ability to help each other in the way that they need to be helped, and then they become best friends and put ice cream on each other's heads in the last second of the movie.
Yeah.
Hey, they did it in the first third of the movie too. No, actually, no, it wasn't both of them. Never mind, you're right. I'm sorry. Why am I talking?
I don't know. But when it comes down to a rating for this one, I enjoyed the movie, but it's not something that I would probably revisit soon. Maybe one day I'll go back and watch it again when we're not doing a commentary to see if it all makes sense to me. I'm like, so what is this superconductor again? Like, can someone explain this coin to me? But yeah, I'll give this movie a half-eaten ice cream cone on the head.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I have to give it over to Jason.
Well, I'll tell you something about the way that I feel about this movie is it's a classic comedy. It really feels like, what did he say?
I thought I was at.
I heard the word classic and the rest of the sentence was just mashed potatoes coming out of his mouth.
It's a classic comedy in so much that I experienced it as that. I know that like people probably haven't really seen this movie. I do understand that. But what I will say about it is much like there are a lot of comedies nowadays that aren't just a mashup of parodied things. It feels more akin to a modern comedy than any other movie that is labeled a comedy of the era, because comedies in the 80s were always like or they were like straight up Mel Brooks like mashup parodies. This felt very similar to a comedy being put together by somebody like Judd Apatow and taking an idea, very Pineapple Express. What if you took a bunch of stoners and put them in an action situation? It's like, what if you took a deaf guy and a blind guy and exhausted every single scenario you could with a blind guy and a deaf guy trying to team up, you know?
Yeah, they really put the jokes like through the ringer. Like by the end, you're kind of like, okay, we get it. They're blind.
But the Richard Pryor as a blind guy was its own thing and hilarious. And the situations they put the deaf guy in, Gene Wilder, were its own thing and hilarious.
Yeah.
But the thing is that this could have benefited from being a fucking 87-minute long movie. It could have benefited from cutting out a lot of the things that were samey, like we talked about. You could have really like streamlined this movie, and it would have done better. Kind of like last week with the Outland. Like if you would have streamlined some of the stuff, that could have been like a Star Wars. Maybe not on the same level as Star Wars, but at least a Battlestar Galactica.
Is that the one with the tinfoil armor?
No.
Okay.
Which one has the tinfoil armor?
Yeah, no, I'm like invested in this other sci-fi series that has tinfoil.
The 70s
I have
Battlestar had
tinfoil.
Cylons, but they were okay. Anyway, I enjoyed watching this movie with you guys a lot, and I enjoy this movie, and I remember it from my childhood. I actually give this movie a 3.7 out of 5 because I think that it's a good comedy, and I would rate it. I almost hit it with that 4, but the problem is watching it as an adult. And I think I am going to have to. This might be a situation where I retroactively just watch the movie again, just to be like, what the fuck happens in this movie?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, like the pacing of the plot. But the thing is I love looking at Gene Wilder and I love looking at Richard Pryor so much that brings the fucking median score up so high.
Right.
So it's almost like rating a movie. Like you have to add your bias.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. I give this movie a chef's kiss. Watch it with your friends. I recommend it to watch with your dad.
It is a dad movie for sure.
Kalen, why don't you take us home, brother?
Come on home with me.
I looked down at my phone and it's like 4 seconds behind, and he went,
Come on over here.
First, I need to reiterate, if I can say things properly, enunciate. Let me
reiterate.
Let me correct myself. If I can enunciate things properly, I'm very ecstatic to be here. Jason, I've known you prior. Steven, this is the first time, but like in person, but I feel like I've known you forever, and I've definitely known you a little bit.
Well, I definitely talk to you a lot more than other people.
Then
in my
Jason,
life.
I was just,
Actually, kind of. Yeah, you play video games.
Yeah,
all
you
the
guys
time.
play games together all the time now. That was an old stick in the
come
mud.
join, man. Fuck games, man.
You're always
Fuck.
wiped
Do
out.
you know how
as you
pissed
say.
off I am? I'm so pissed off that I'm losing. I'm losing my you know that
Your
thing.
train of thought.
You know that thing when they have the cane with the hook, and then you pull the person off the stage.
Yes.
Oh, no, wait, even better analogy. You know when they start playing that music, it's like, oh, wrap
At
it
the
up.
Oscars?
Oh, even better. I got a better
You're
analogy.
yelling, you're
Remember
yelling.
that episode
Keep it
from Dave Chappelle's show? We're like, wrap it up. That's what they're trying to tell me right now. I just use like 3 or 4 analogies to wrap shit
A
up.
good
which
analogy.
made it
You
like-
only really need one.
It's true. It's true. Sometimes you just need to say the one analogy. and
Sometimes
then
you just need to
take her
shut
home,
the fuck
brother.
up. You just gotta take it the fuck home. But see, the thing is, I just want to savor. You know what I don't do enough? I don't savor. When I eat food, I eat it. I fucking mum. And they're like, "Oh, did you taste it?" I mean, it was in my mouth, but did you taste it?
Is this your final thought about this film we watched?
Yes.
Or is
Yes.
it
Yes.
okay?
I'm wrapping it
Well,
up.
I'm sorry.
I'm wrapping it up with a nice little bow because this isn't just any old episode.
No, it's not. It's
This
a very
isn't
special
just-
episode.
That's true.
Any old episode.
I have to reveal to you guys that I have a teenage drug addiction and I'm pregnant.
All of those words.
poop.
Oh, this is.
It's a very special episode.
If I knew that, I would have been more. What's
Would
it
you
called
have
when you're
that?
nice
Because
about
you're
things?
still just
Conscious.
falling
conscientious?
falling over the
I would have
words.
been more.
Conscientious.
Conscientious, yeah,
Conscientious
yeah, yeah.
words, yeah.
And for all of you viewers out there who need to poop, I will not.
I know
hold
there's a
my
lot of
poop.
you.
And I know you're trying to poop right now.
Actually, you might. You know what?
But you really
might
wanna
be
see where this
pooping
is going.
right now, and saying, "Hey, let me watch
Hey,
these
did you
guys."
see
while
this
I-"
Hey,
one?
did you see
He's
this
pointing at
one?
his own shit.
Actually, you know what? That sounds like a great way to end it.
You didn't say anything about the movie.
No.
Your final thoughts.
I
He
like-
likes the movie. We know he likes this.
So I had a fun laugh. I cannot say much more than what my 2 comrades have already said.
Comrade.
Comedy, if you will. I
Wasn't happy.
the two.
What? You just said 3 words that don't make sense in that order. The two.
Oh my God.
Too much blank space, Kalen. Come on, spit it out. What are you trying to say over
Get
here?
it together.
Well, I mean, there was a time where I was going to say something.
I
But
think
now-
we were talking about.
Now I just got to hit it home. I have to hit it home. What I have to do is I have to hit it home. Both of my good friends here have shared upon you their thoughts and their score. I personally will give this movie a swirly. You know when? No, wait, that came out wrong. The from McDonald's where it had chocolate and ice cream or vanilla, that ice cream. I gave it that ice cream, and I will say that I had some good laughs. I will say that it is dated. I will say that there are problematic scenes, and I will say that I'm happy that we've progressed from that time, that era, that behavior. We're slowly baby steps. You know what I think gets overlooked is that we are as a whole making baby steps towards something better. And on that note, I just gotta say, for Jason and Steven, I'm Kellen.
And for Kaylin and Steven, I'm Jason.
For Jason and for Kalen, I am Steven.
This works so much better in real life. And hey,
I just gotta ask. Did you see this one?
did you see this one?
Hey, do you see this one? I want to change my rating to a room temperature superconductor.
All out. Yeah.
And hey, did you see this one?
Bye.
Bye.
Can we get the theme music?
Diddle-diddle-ding.